Butterflies lounge, butterflies corner, news get. On the swivel, I like the people. Heart of a rebel, truth shakes the devil. Straight shooter, stand on my purpose. Word on the purpose, I got the nervous. Butterflies corner, butterflies lounge, butterflies corner. Butterflies lounge, butterflies corner. News gets around. Swivel high, part of the revolution, chase the devil, shoot and stand on the purpose, I got the nerves, butterflies corner, butterflies lounge, butterflies corner, news gets around. Thank you, ButterCups. Head on the swivel, I like an eagle. Heart of a rebel, truth shakes the devil. Straight shooter, stand on my purpose. Word on the purpose, I got the nerves. Butterflies corner, butterflies lounge, butterflies corner. News gets around. Butterflies float around, being woozy. Butterflies float around, being woozy. And with my ButterCups. Butterflies float around, flying high. They in the sunshine, love in the sunshine. Fly, butterfly, spread your wings. They in the sunshine, love in the sunshine. We are the sunshine. Salutations and welcome back to Butterflies Corner. How are you guys doing out here in this YouTube universe? I hope all is well with everyone. Yes, 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 yes. We got 10 in the building. Hit that. Make sure y'all hit that free 99 like button. Salutations, ButterCups. We made it. We made it. I know y'all thought I was gonna jank you out on y'all again tonight, huh? Nah. Remember, I told you we're working on the consistency. Working on the consistency, okay? Top of the evening, my beautiful ButterCups. Hey, Dee Dee. Salutations, my beautiful lady RHOA. If they in blue, they for us. Hey, Miss Jacqueline Moore, my beautiful Dottie. How you doing, pretty special? Salutations, ButterCups. Y'all come on up in the room. Come on up in the room. Welcome to our mashup review of season. Hold on, ButterCups. Sorry about that. It be doing that randomly, you know. Welcome to our mashup review of what's that called? Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, a sweet 16, episode 2. And then we're gonna review Married to Medicine, their season finale, ButterCups. So y'all come on up in the room. We only 6 minutes in, so I'm gonna give a few minutes for people to get their notification. Come on up in the room. Yes. Thank you guys for joining me. Now, ButterCups, I don't know. I was thinking about, are we overdoing it? Shoot, I was thinking about open up the call-in line. You want to call in and give your opinion, after I give my review real quick. Y'all just let me know. I'll drop the link. We can open panel review, mashup review. It's always fun when we do it together. ButterCups, So it's still early. We're 7 minutes in. I'll give it a little bit more time. People to get their notifications. Come on up in the room. Watch until our mashup review of Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 2, Day Sweet 16, and Married to Medicine, season finale. Oh, them women down to that marriage, Married to Medicine, boy, it's so disappointing. I'm not really surprised because of how they did Mariah, but it's still disappointing. So many seasons later, and y'all still ain't got it together. And it's just leaves a bad taste. These grown, established, professional women being a bunch of grown, professional bullies. Like, it don't even make no sense. But we'll get into it, ButterCups. We only got 8 minutes. Yeah, Dottie, like ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We'll get into it, ButterCups. Hey, Miss Wu. Salutations, ButterCups. Salutations. Where is my boo queen script at? Yeah. And my boo. I know we said we're going to do this review. I know she was one of the ones that was really looking forward to it. So hopefully she make it tonight. Oh, that's right. You know what? She got something real special that happened for her. So maybe yeah, they did pretty special. I really believe that. I believe between her and Quad the Fraud, they definitely ruined the show, especially Emily. Especially Emily. They did let her to ruin the show. And the crazy thing about it is this, all the excuses and reasons why they had for turning on Mariah and backstabbing her. Heavenly has displayed all them same behaviors that they accuse Mariah of having. Lady Rob. Lady Rob. I'm going to drop the link for you. You're going to come up. We're going to do this together, girl. It's going to be fun, ButterCups. We're going to have fun with this, okay? You drop the link for my boo, Lady Rob. I know, hopefully, Queen Script come in soon. We almost at the 10-minute mark, ButterCups. Here she go about her girl Quad. First of all, Quad started that whole debacle between her and Dr. G and Sweet Tea. This whole we see, okay, we at the 10-minute mark. I guess we'll touch on the Married to Medicine finale first. Quad started that whole mess with Dr. G and Sweet Tea. Now, I'm a firm believer. Doing the other you want done on to you. Lady Bro, hit the link. Because she started in making little digs at Gregory and Sweet Tea. No? She didn't start in with making digs at them. She did. Okay, that's what I thought, Dottie. She was making digs at them. And Gregory responded to her digs. I don't see what's the problem with that. Y'all want this man to show this woman all this respect, but she can disrespect him any and every time she see him. And my whole thing is you didn't have that energy last season when you was all up and through him and his new wife's business. You showed up at the girl's bachelorette party, for crying out loud. You wasn't worried about being in his space then, but him being in your space then. Hey, Buttercup. Lady Rose.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, there you go. You up here. Okay, baby. Why did I bring you up here? Yeah, you what? She wasn't worried about that man being in her space last season when he showed up when she showed up at his wife's bachelorette party. They was
Yeah,
at with that that annual ball they had. She hugged
mhm.
him.
Yeah, but last
She
season,
ain't put her arms
but
to hug him. Now all of a sudden you got a man you uncomfortable or being around him,
but
but you
last
wasn't
season,
last season.
he did not threaten her boyfriend. So there
How
we
did
go
he
with
threaten
that.
her? How did he threaten her boyfriend?
He told
I
the
missed that.
man,
When did he threaten King?
he told King said, I think you owe her an apology. And he said, I don't owe her. He said, who do you think you talking to? That was his words. And King said, I'm talking to you, motherfucker. And then that's what started all off with that part. But
Right.
actually, but if you back up, Miss Sweet Tea started she set the whole thing off. This all started down there that stupid question and answer game when they asked them how many times was they getting it in a week. And Quad and King said 15 times, right? Sweet
Mm-hmm.
Tea says somebody's lying. That's what she said. That's what started this whole thing off. I
But
don't think,
here
and
it
I
is. That was Sweet Tea and
right,
Quad, right?
right. That's what started
Right.
this whole situation at that little question answer. I guess they were having like a barn fire. I'm not sure what they was doing, but that's what started off.
Well, here we go. What's the part with a little bit of light shade? That was a little bit of light shade, a little fun shade. What was the problem with that?
It was a little fun shade, but when Quad went in and said, "Well, we want y'all to get it in more so we can have a little Luxford," I think that was light shade, right? But then
No, no,
hold up, yeah,
no,
that was
no.
light shade. I'm gonna tell you when when the shade got dark. The shade got
Mhm.
dark when Dr. G told her, "I think you should shut the f up." But they thought all the time that he was talking to Sweet Tea. He was talking to Quad.
Right, but no, I don't feel like that was light shade because that's the sensitive subject part. See,
But
y'all,
see,
everybody know Dr. Heavenly did it to her last season. Everybody know
mm-hmm.
that she's trying to have a baby. That's a sensitive subject. I wouldn't consider that light shade at all.
But she came on the show saying that she told Dr. G, "I can give you what you want" with baby emoji, right?
Right.
Okay.
Did she come on the show, or that's how she got her man, and everybody else ran and told her business?
That's what she told us. I was in his DMs because they asked her, "How did y'all hook up?" She said, "I went into his DMs and told him, I can give you what you want with a bunch of baby emojis at the end." That's what came out of Sweet Tea's mouth.
Okay, okay, okay. I have to go back and watch last season. Okay,
And Sweet Tea has been
okay,
getting
okay.
Sweet Tea has been getting the good edits this season, and I have been saying that from day one because all of these ladies, even her so-called friend Dr. Mimi, has said Sweet Tea has been spazzing out at each one of their scenes, and they have had to control her. There's been told that Sweet Tea has put her hands on people, she shoved people, and she has pushed people. You can't do that.
Well, Sweet Tea said that Quad shoved and pushed up on her,
Now,
and
we're
they
not
didn't
even
show.
talking. We're not talking about her pushing shut Quad. This is other cast members said she's done that to them. Toya said she did it to her. Heavenly said she's done it to her.
Well, will you be? Are you surprised that she did it to Heavenly?
No, I'm not surprised. But here's what I do know. I know Heavenly don't put her. I don't. Here's one thing I don't do. I don't condone violence. You can do whatever you want to with that mouth, but the moment you
Right,
start throwing hands, you lose me. Adults should be able to talk shit out without fighting.
right. No, I can understand that. I can understand that point of view. But I think they the I feel like it's a lot of pressure, and this is still only her second season. Because I think all these ladies didn't have moments where they spazzed out and it probably been edited out the show. Especially when you're new to this type of high pressure environment and then every single body that you're around is tag teaming you, you would spaz out too, no?
It depends on the situation. Because number one, I would have probably nipped that one in the bud right there at that little sitting table. Um, Number one, I would have asked my husband why he was in his feelings about something Quad had said, right? Because you my husband. We married now. So what does she say matter? That's where I believe that should have happened, right?
Everybody said that's a trigger for her and Dr. G because we all know that Dr. G, that's one of the main things he really wants is to be a father. So once again, the subject that to me is not light shade, and I can see why he got it agitated because everybody knows that he's trying to have a baby, and that's sensitive. You know, that's sensitive.
But you know what? Hey, showing up, Miss Wanda.
So my
I,
boo's up in here.
yeah, she just said, "Hey, Buttercup."
Oh, everybody coming in. I'm sorry, I had the dang. I didn't even see the comments. Salutations on my buttercups coming in. Hey, Miss
Yep.
Wanda, beautiful Keita, hey, Miss Eva Walker. Hey, Simply Susan. I don't believe Quality heavily neither, Simply Susan. Hey, Shauna. Salutations, everybody. Welcome to our mashup. This is my beautiful lady. Oh, okay, you can see her name. Hey, Tiadra. Kiwa. Salutations, Buttercup. Salutations.
Hey, everybody.
Now, what do y'all think, Buttercup? Me and Lady Rodo, we do not agree on Married to Medicine, but I
Yeah,
love it.
we're on the opposite ends of the
We have
spectrum,
a good time.
but we love each other.
Right. We have a good time with it. We have a good time with it. And sometimes the chat be split too. See,
Yeah.
because Simply Susan on my side, she don't believe Dr. Emily or Quad. I don't believe Sweet Tea put her hands on them. Now I can't believe she spazzed out on them because she's a little bit more younger than them. And like I said,
Right.
that's a high pressure environment. You know,
Right.
I think any one of
She's very eccentric. I believe Sweet Tea is out of her element. She is a country girl, right? Born in Arkansas, raised in Texas. So she really is a down to earth person. So you take someone like that, and let's not forget that she probably more than likely was a fan of this show, even though she may never want to admit it. She more than likely knew what was going on and been watching behind the scenes. So I really believe coming on this show, she's the youngest person on the scene. She's in her early 30s. She's married to a man who is 57, 58. Dr. Jackie's at 65. So you have everybody that is a part of the show who could possibly be her parent, right? So the
them.
level of respect they have for her is that of a child. Okay, they don't respect her. Let's just be. We're gonna be
Right.
honest with that one. They don't respect her.
Okay. Right. So why should she respect them? She's still a grown woman. She ain't actually a child. She's in her 30s. She has an established career. So
I
why
agree
is
with
it that
that.
they deserve respect it and she doesn't? You know what I
I
mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that 100%. But I also agree with everybody as adults should be able to contain their anger and be able to talk about it. Now, Dr. Heavenly, she's on a whole nother level. I believe off camera, she's a different person than she is in front of the camera. Um, but I think,
You think
with
so? Doc
yeah,
give me shit. What you see is what you get.
nah,
I
Heavenly,
told you. That's what I heavily.
because she has friendships off camera, right? But
Right.
when she's in front of that camera, Dr. Heavenly is a she's a
No,
whole
no,
she's a
I can say
tornado.
that. I do. Yeah, I do believe she turns it up, but I do think that is her personality wholeheartedly. But I do think she does put 20 on 10 when it's time to film and keep up the mess because, like I said, we all know that she's been avoiding sharing her own family life and what's going on with her and her kids and all of that. We only see the daughter. We rarely hear anything about the sons, the sister. I do think that she hides behind, being a pot stirrer and a bone collector and all the mess that she likes to keep up to stop from people focusing on what's going on with her and Dr. Damon. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Dr. Damon is a huge disappointment to me.
Why is that? Tell me more about that one.
For him to think that it was okay for Emily to get on Twitter and accuse that man of being a pedophile, and then gonna tell him that he was too sensitive, that's not something you play with, especially with no black men.
Do you think he
So I
agreed
don't
with that though?
Damon handled that correctly. And my thing is, if you don't want nobody talking to your wife crazy, then you need to be controlling how your wife talk to people. Because ain't nobody gonna be putting up with that. Your wife ain't gonna just be talking to people all crazy and then it's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hold your wife accountable. Even if you're not okay, say fine, you don't want to do it in public, cool. But don't come out here and then co-sign what you know is nonsense. You wouldn't want nobody to say that about you.
Yeah, yeah, I agree
You
with
know what I
that,
mean?
but I don't agree with publicly bashing your wife. I think that's something that should be done behind
Well, no, I don't.
closed
I said
doors.
I do agree that
Yeah,
he could handle that and
yeah,
behind the scenes. At the same time, the way you handle it in public is you don't sit there and tell that man that he's too sensitive.
I agree with that. Yeah, his that comment was probably a little off sector, but you know what I think Damon's response with that was because when he asked Greg to come to his defense about him being a cheater, Gregory said, "I don't know what you do, man." So I
Well,
think
he
that was,
don't.
but I believe that's what um kind of took the whole started the ball rolling with this, sensitive comment. Greg is sensitive. We ain't gonna lie, he is a sensitive
Well,
little
hold up.
spooky,
But the
little
same could be
spooky
said
man.
about Dr. I mean, same thing could be said about him. You know you're not a cheater. Why
Right,
are you so sensitive about that? The same could be said about him then. And, you know,
right.
you get what I'm saying? 'Cause why are you
Mhm.
overreacting about that? You ain't a cheater, right? I can say
You're
you're
right.
sensitive, but I should have came to your rescue about you being called a cheater. I mean, compare it. Cheater compared to a pedophile. Which
Yeah,
is worse?
yeah. Both the the p word is definitely worse than being called a cheater. Um, t- uh, is it Tadra? Tidra?
Hey, baby.
Tidra
Tasha. Tiara.
Tiadra, she said, I agree Damon is way too weak when it comes to heavily. I don't think I think he's very passive. So I guess if you consider passive weak, then maybe he is weak. I think he lets Heavenly get away with a lot of crap and then he tells her what he doesn't like and she doesn't change it. Heavenly has a mind of her own.
Right. And see, I was gonna say that I think for him, he's used to allowing her just to run amok, and he think everybody else is gonna do that. Now, how you handle and operate with your wife is not gonna be how everybody else handle and operates with her. They ain't married to it. They ain't gotta put up with it, and they ain't going to. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I agree with that 100%. I believe that Heavenly really needs to be talked to by production because the amount of uh venom that she spreads kind of puts a dark shadow on the show. That's why I said what
Oh,
Quiet do. I can see what Heavenly does. I mean, it's loud and clear. But y'all just don't like Quiet because y'all don't like Quiet. Get over that. Get over that. Quiet ain't going to Miss Quiet, Miss Quiet. She got it. She got it.
Quad's fine. No, I don't like Quad. A, I don't like how she did Mariah. B, I don't even like how she did Dr. Gregory. Everybody want to, like, my thing with her and Dr. Gregory's marriage, like, they want to ignore, okay, maybe they both was at fault for that marriage falling apart, but everybody want to ignore how she treated him. I personally and truly believe that she used that man
Girl,
for
girl.
line.
No, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about a woman. I'm a woman, you're a woman. I'm on my second marriage. This marriage, I've been in it 28 years. Prior to that, I was married for 4. Had children by my first husband. It's just a little information. My first husband was
Mm-hmm.
very abusive, verbally and physically. He would abuse me and say, "You look what you made me do. You made me hit you. How the heck did I
Mm-hmm.
make you hit me? Because you can't control my tongue, you think you should hit me. That doesn't make any sense. Are you a child or are you an adult? You make the decision. And so a man can push you to the point, and I'm a witness, that you ain't gonna want to
Mm-hmm.
lay down with him. I would look at my ex-husband before we divorced, and he made me sick to my stomach. And I'm not lying. Like walk past me and I want to hurl. Literally. And I really believe that a woman can be, when a woman's fed up, even R. Kelly told us, ain't nothing you can do about it. And I believe Quad was fed up with Dr. G. Quad did a lot for G. She helped him build his practice. She was a wife. She cooked, she cleaned for him. He had a nice home to come home to. So you can't say that Quad didn't do her part. So at the point that they were fighting, which they called off the marriage before they got married, which is probably
Got
a
locked.
sign. That was a sign that they probably shouldn't have gotten married. But we cannot go past the fact this man drug her through the house. He tried to choke her out. He never denied any of this. He never, and he called the police on her because she fought back. They both went to jail. But who's gonna let a man choke them out? When a woman is fed up, she gonna fight you back. I pulled a
Well,
knife
I
on
think
my ex-husband. I mean, when you fed, when a man is hitting you in your face, because my ex-husband bench pressed 350 pounds like it was nothing. Like it was literally. So he fighting me was, and I was 100 pounds wet.
well here I feel like they both was fed up though. I feel like Dr. G was fed up too. Like if I'm the breadwinner, I'm bringing. Well, I don't know if that the way I think, I don't know what Quad was bringing in. Maybe they both was breadwinners, but at the same time, his needs wasn't getting met. Here's another situation where his needs wasn't getting met. Yeah, you helped me with this. Yeah, you helped me with that. But was she really meeting all his needs as his wife? I think they both just got fed up because we know he wanted a kid. Quad just wanted dogs. And was she, well, you know what I mean? So, like, I think I think they should have never got married, neither. Absolutely. I do agree with you with that.
I believe that, and she told him to his face when they were sitting down with a therapist, I'm never going to give you a baby if you do not change your behavior. If I address your behavior and I tell you things about you that I don't like, when she told him what she didn't like and that he needed to change the behavior, he fell on the floor and started kicking like a 2-year-old. It's all on TV. We can all rewind it. So
I remember that.
change
So,
change
remember
behavior
that episode.
gets you it gets you absolutely nothing. And whether or not she played victim, none of us were in the household when the cameras went down. So if she, who knows what she went through? I'm never going to be on the side of the man, probably. Unless I've seen it for myself. I'm always team girl, team woman. I believe that a lot of times we do not believe women when they come to us and tell us, I have been hurt by this man. This man has injured me. Because a lot of times we don't see it. When I sat down with my siblings and told them what was going on between me and my ex-husband, all of their mouths dropped. Rhonda, you been dealing with that? Oh my God, girl. Oh my
Oh,
God.
that
Why didn't
lady,
you
bro.
tell us?
Don't yourself.
I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. Uh, but a
Target on
lot,
over.
yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it actually boils down to, is that we deal with a lot of things and we don't share it. We keep it internal and keep it in our households, right? So that
Right.
when, and I hate to throw this out there, but let's just take Destiny for instance. When we go out to the world to tell them what happens, no one believes us because they didn't see it. There's no record of it. So we didn't call the police when it happened because a lot of times we're trying to defend the person who's abusing us, and then
Or we
it
don't
makes
even know.
us. There you go. Then
Yeah.
we're the one looking crazy at the end of the day. I'm always gonna be team woman until it is proven to me that she's wrong because a lot of times we are abused and we never voice it. We never voice it.
Okay. See, Lady Road, now you want to pull up my heartstrings. I still don't like Quadrify. I still believe that she used that man. I do not agree. I definitely don't agree with physical abuse
Right.
on either. I don't believe that women should be physically abusive towards men. As you know,
Mm-hmm.
I my own experience with that with my older brother, and I don't believe that men should be abusive towards women. So
I
I
agree.
can agree with you.
I agree.
I, I could now see we can agree with that, but I still
Mm-hmm.
believe she a qualified to use that damn. Yeah.
She does do some wild stuff. She likes to have long speeches and make every situation about her. I agree. But when it comes down to Gregory, I believe her. I believe her because I saw some of the things she said with the way Gregory talks to Sweet Tea that I did not like, even with Sweet Tea. And I have no problem with him being married to Sweet Tea, and I have no qualms about Sweet Tea. I just feel like she's not a fit for this group, right? These women are mean, and they don't play nice with girls. They just don't.
They don't. And I mean, with this last scene, with that party time slot, and oh my God, I was just so disgusted with them. And I didn't understand. I was confused because Toya, when she was sitting down with the planners, she said she want everybody to be there, and then the day of the party is time slots. Like what? And then Dr. G and then what even makes it more disgusting is Heavily now comes out in the midst that she only used Letitia. So now that she's done using the Letitia should be kicked off the show. I absolutely think not. Be careful what you ask for. Since you used me and now I'm here and I'm here to stay. I don't think Quad should be able to if they wasn't able to exile Quad from the group, I don't think they should be able to exile Sweet Tea and Greg from the group. Honestly. And I believe that once again, Letitia is still in her maturing phase as far as even maturing with this group and trying to get familiar with them and just build a understanding with them. You know, and it's a level of respect, like a lack of respect that they have for her in turn makes her have a level of lack of respect for them. I think it all starts with how they treat her. And for every action is a reaction. And I think a
So,
lot of the times Sweet is reacting off of their actions. And I'm not saying that she's always right in every situation. That's not at all what I'm saying. But once again, this is a very intense environment, and it's one thing to watch a show and then to actually be in the atmosphere. So even if she was a fan of the show, that still doesn't give you the actual experience of being in that environment. You
I
know what
agree
I
with
mean?
that. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Last week, she back on YouTube after she almost got canceled, messing around with the Alphabet Crew, and she came back, still running her mouth about Sweet Tea and X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 blah. Now, was there any other scene that we was really interested in the marriage bed?
You know what? Can we touch the scene about the party? You were talking about them um, asking them to leave. Um,
Like,
I think with the asking them to leave is because there is an active restraining order. There was an active restraining order. I'm not sure if it's still in place, but I believe
what-
either
I,
there was. Go ahead.
I don't think, I'm sorry, baby. I do have to work on that. I'm sorry. You were still talking. I apologize.
No, because I didn't hear what
Gotta
you
work.
said. What did you say something?
No, I was just gonna say that I don't think he did file. I think he was threatening to file one.
Oh, see, I was unaware if there was an actual one because they never really made that clear. If there was one or
Right.
if they were thinking about it and didn't do it. I didn't get that one. What was actually going on?
Yeah, I think he was thinking about it, and that's where the sit down with the fellows come in and try to talk him out of doing that. I think I mean, honestly, I think Dr. G, look, he ain't a fighter. He ain't never. I don't know. You like, hey, I don't know. So, hey, I really feel like if he want to protect himself with a paper trail, what's the problem with it? Because as you
Okay.
can see, nobody can hold that man back when he start talking now. That man came up out of his shirt and everything. And he's way younger than Dr. G, so he already know who he is. You know what I'm saying? So he would have folded Dr.
You're
G
very
like a
muffled,
pretzel. Okay?
right?
Folded
And
the man like a pretzel.
but you know what? Also, Dr. G. Gregory.
Okay, but
Yeah, we
Susan said that an investigation did take place and Dr. G decided to drop the charges. Okay.
okay. Yeah, that's I was like,
So
I think there
they
was a reason why they were keeping them separate. And then you have to, Dr. G, at his age, he has health issues, right? I think they addressed it on one. He's diabetic. He has hypertension. Um, so just as the field of work that I do, I know that that does sometimes affect procreation, having children. So it may just not be T by herself that's having an issue with having getting pregnant. He may be part of the issue. So, and even that may have been part of the reason why him and Quad didn't try as hard as they could have to have a child, because of those issues. Because he was older when she married him.
I didn't think about that, and that is a good question. Did I forgot what show, but that came up on another show when they went and got sperm counts. Was that Love
Mm-hmm.
and Marriage? Was that
That was
Love and
this
Hip
one.
when the man went and got their sperm check, their
Yeah,
sperm
Love and
count
Marriage
check?
Turns. Love was that Love and Marriage Huntsville? No, that's when they went and got
That was Love and Hip.
vasectomies.
No, 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 no. This it was no, it was
Oh,
Love and
Love and Hip Hop
the man
Atlanta.
on it. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think you're right. I don't think him and Sweet Tea probably even thought about that or looked
Yeah.
at that. I wonder. Ah, point, Lady Rome. It,
Yeah.
yeah.
Simply Susan, Dr. Gregory does have diabetes. He's actually talked about it on the show. When him and Sweet Tea first got married, actually, she was drawing up his insulin and putting it in the refrigerator. So that is a fact. I'm not making any of that up. But I really think they may be part of it. And then again, the fact that they had to leave the party. I absolutely loved the party. I thought it was beautiful. It would have been nice to have seen all of them be able to have a great time at the party, because
Right.
Sweet Tea was like, I don't want to leave. um, and it's unfortunate that sometimes people make decisions that affect us, but Dr. G did make a decision that affected them in this group when it came down to that party, because if there's a restraining order in place, we can't have two people in here that shouldn't be here, because anything could pop off. And then who's responsible and who's liable just becomes a whole lot of liability when it comes to that. So
Okay, so why couldn't they have the first time slot and then have to leave? And Dr. G and T should stay for the remainder of the party.
it wasn't my anniversary party. It was Toya's.
No,
And that's and I
I understand that, but why did they have to be the? Why did they have to have the first time slot and miss
okay,
out
that
on the
was a
ending of
choice.
the?
That was a choice that Toya made. It was Toya's party, right? And like if I
Yeah,
have a party at my house, if anybody I don't want here, I'm not going to invite them. And I think that's with anybody.
yeah, that's true. I think the time slots could have been switched because King is not a full time cast member. He only latching on because he with Quad allegedly.
Who, King? Did you say
Mm-hmm.
King? Yeah, I mean, I don't have a
Yep.
problem with King. I mean, he's a nice looking gentleman, very handsome, and nice piece of chocolate to look at. So I don't have a problem with them. None of the cast members, because of course I don't know them personally, but it is what it is. Again, it was
Yeah.
Toya's party. It was her decision. Contessa sitting there saying, "Oh, they don't have to go." Contessa, you barely on the show yourself. Sit down, girl. Just rest. Rest your mind.
Y'all, Contessa is aging backwards. I swear to God, this season, her return, she looks good. I think
She does.
I really, her husband, I mean, I guess they went through some therapy or something. Cause she compared to, when before, the last season she was on to now, Contessa looks good, boy. Man,
She
listen, I
does.
ain't
I
mad
agree
at
with you on that one. She looks, but you know what? After she had the double mastectomy, she decided to take her health really serious. I follow her on Instagram, and she was like working
Yeah,
out every day, eating very healthy. And she's
right.
ex-military too, so she actually takes a lot of that.
And I body bodybuilder too.
Mm-hmm,
Cause wasn't
mm-hmm.
season on there like she was getting ready to train to be
Right.
in a bodybuilding competition again and stuff. She looks really good though. Shout out to
She
her.
does. Yeah, she did. That stomach is flat, and I was like, oh my god, how did she do?
But I got the fashion. You know what I'm saying? The fashion and the makeup, like it.
Mhm.
She just
Well,
for me,
she was
it
missing on some of the
didn't glow.
dresses, but
Yeah.
mhm.
Even Sweet Tea I think Sweet Tea got a little bit of glow up, but you see it more on social media than you've seen it on the show this season. But Sweet Tea looked like she glowing up too.
Sweet Tea, I think needs to work on. She really needs to work on her. She probably needs to hire a younger stylist. I don't know who her stylist is, but she had on a pair of mules that Mama should wear. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
and she's young, but maybe she has issues because she's ex-military and she is a disabled veteran, so she may have health issues or painful issues that we aren't aware of that she hasn't spoken of. So,
It's not fashion.
definitely,
It's not fashionistas,
yeah,
and focused on her career than how good she looked to the out. You know what I mean? More so focused on her career than she was her outward appearance. I should say that's how I
right,
was looking for.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're
Because I'm
fine.
like she is so smart. She wants to be an architect. She's a really great artist.
Okay.
So she doesn't, she's not into, and I don't want her to like to be a label. Or anything, but, sometimes people that like work smart and like that, they don't really get um, fashion and how they present themselves because they be so they're not really caught up in all that and they think it's superficial. So I maybe she's coming from the regular world where it didn't really matter how high fashioned you look. I can see if she was a me now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, put it on, but she probably don't care about stuff like that. But
But
I
she's
agree with you.
trying. She is trying. I'll
Yes.
give her that. She is trying.
A couple of things that she did on her Instagram, she looked there really pretty. And I don't know what's everybody's issue with her reunion dress. I thought she looked really cute because the theme is Georgian 10. So
Uh.
the picture with so it's not like you're supposed to do the original Georgia, I mean the original Brittington look. You're supposed to do it with a twist, a spin. I liked
Uh.
her dress. The knots. I didn't think they made her look old. Well,
Oh.
but y'all, I'm sitting around here with my little knots, so I don't know. It doesn't.
No.
Maybe I'm not really judging on that because I'm walking around here with knots, and I am a little bit what you consider seasoned. I'm definitely older than Sweet Tea, so.
Yeah. Um.
Salutations, everybody coming in. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring y'all. Just keeping up with the conversation. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you hit that free 99 like button. Is there anything else you want to touch on with that, Mary Timison?
I'm ready for the
I'm
reunion. Bring it on.
about to say, girl, did you see the goddamn trailer for the reunion? Why
Yes.
Simone
Yes.
about to with somebody behind stage? Remember when her who was it? Was it her and Toya was about to whoop bang?
Yes.
And now it's
Yes.
her.
But here's the thing: she ain't gonna bust a grape. She only did that because security was there. She ain't gonna bust a grape.
I don't know, I don't know, cause Dr. Simone be quick to like everybody talk
Yeah.
about sweet. Dr. Simone kind of I don't know. That's like the second time within the show history that she done got crump and look like she's about to haul off and swing on somebody.
All
I seen
Doctor,
that boy.
all she's gonna do
See,
is yell. That's all she's not gonna risk her physician's license. All she's gonna do is yell and throw her fingers in the air and point at people. She's not gonna do nothing else. No one's worried about Simone doing anything to anyone but yelling.
I don't know, Lady Ro. And that's the second time she done bucked up and got ready, baby, because her Toya's about to go at it behind the stage. What is that? What, like 3 seasons ago? At the
Girl,
reunion 3, like,
Toya would have ate her lunch.
I don't
And
know. I don't know. I don't
we
know.
saw Toya. Look, we
Simone,
saw Toya
move.
by Mariah in the head with a purse. We saw that season one. Toya ain't no
Oh
punk.
yeah, you got right with it too. No, that was Mariah that bopped in there with the purse. No.
Oh yeah, that was. But baby, they both was squabbing.
Yeah. Okay. See, I just said that Simone to swing on them lazy sons.
Baby, that's what I was just that is the word for tonight.
Swing on them lazy sons, girl. Listen.
One of them
Yeah.
nasty boys you got. Oh, and you know what? That was amazing to me. But that is a reflection of how children sometimes can feel so privileged that they
Mm-hmm.
believe that things belong to them. Their parents have bought them a home, a condo for them to live in, and they still don't take any pride. I guess that's why you should get your own so you'll really know what it feels like to work and have ownership in taking care of it. I don't know. I don't know. And then I kind of blame the daddy, because what you doing? What you teach him? You was at home with him. What you teach him?
But it's more parent than Simone was. So what was going on there with that?
Right.
The ex best friend came. She used to come over there and clean up.
You wrong for that?
What's going on there, baby? Mm-mm.
Tammy was over there
Coffee
doing all the work.
came up in there and cooked and cleaned for them while Simone was at work all them hours delivering babies. Bring home the bread. Mm-mm. But you know
Yeah.
what? Yeah, I guess it's odd because I only got my two babies, and one is a cleaner and a cooker, and another one with baby. But he's a worker. His work ethic is strong. When it comes to the
Right.
cooking and the cleaning, mm, and then my oldest will cook and clean in a heartbeat. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it
Children,
really depends.
boys are different, but I have a boy and he loves to clean. When he gets up, he's cleaning his place. What are you doing, baby? I'm cleaning up, mama. So
Right.
I respect that about him. But these kids over there, they just sitting on the couch, just chilling.
My the two of us when it was just us before my baby brother came along. My older brother was definitely cleaner than me. I ain't gonna hold you, but I think my brother was clean just so he'd know when if I go in his like because my brother had it so. My brother was so good that if I went in his room and touched something, I literally had to put it back exactly, and I mean exactly to the T. If it was off a little bit, my brother would know.
Girl, that did we have the same brother? Did we share a brother?
Okay, there you go. My
Girl,
brother with I mean, it just you thinking you putting it back like you found it? Baby. My brother would know for sure.
Symmetry said that's why Simone stay mad is because of the sons.
Yeah,
Probably is the truth. That's probably
I
yeah.
do. I think you're right. I think when it comes to um building their worth ethic, they might have dropped the ball with that. They might have gave them too much. And I think as parents, we all get guilty of that sometimes, trying to overcompensate for things that we missed in our childhood, thinking that's trying to overcompensate for our kids, and they don't even be having the same issues that we had when we was coming up. Because if you think about it, we kind of make sure that they don't, so they have other issues with us. Okay, while we think we looking out for them, they'll pull some other, you know what I'm saying? They'll pull some other shit out the rabbit bag.
So true.
So, hey, Miss Bug, salutations. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, I can't wait for the reunion too. And the one thing I will give Simone, I don't know where it was at all season, but I'm glad she finally said it. They hung out with Gregory because Quad did give him their behind the kiss when she was with Sister Circle. When she thought Sister Circle was about to elevate her and move her up, she gave them ladies her butt to kiss. Because
We need
I think
but
Simone brought that up
mhm.
because the Quad want to know why Dr. Gregory a part of the circle. But I think at the end of the day, wasn't these his friends? So
No,
you know what I mean? Like he meet
no,
them through did Dr. Gregory meet them. I mean Quad meet them through Dr. Gregory.
No, remember she
Well,
was
if not,
friends with Mariah, and she actually was
okay,
dating
say she.
Mariah's brother.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then when they broke up, she started dating Gregory. But y'all, Sister Circle it's been over for 8 years. So we're gonna still keep talking about this one incident. But Simone gonna have to let that go. Simone done repeated the same mess, but Simone was the key factor in the reason why they voted Mariah off this show. And we're not gonna skim past it. We're not gonna jump over it. Mariah is an issue. I mean, not Mariah. Simone is an issue. She tried to vote Quad off. She voted Mariah off. Simone is a problem. Y'all may not see it, but Simone is a problem. She got with Jackie and she led the charge in getting rid of Mariah. And if you think I'm lying, go back and watch the past season's episode.
I think it was her and Dr. Jackie, and that's why I don't like Dr. Jackie because she's another one. I think it was Simone and Dr. Jackie. I wish I could get to my old tweets. I think I deleted them.
But
That first season, I was back and forth
Simone
for
led
them.
the charge.
Jack. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lady Ro. I gotta go to the
Okay.
ladies' room real quick. You can take over
Okay.
real quick.
I'll be here. Yeah. Simone actually, when it came down to the Mariah leaving, she actually said that Mariah felt like she was better than they were. If we really sit back and listen, she did all the talking, just like she did with Quad, and they decided to just vote her off the island on a show that she created. Not saying that Mariah was right in what she was doing, but Simone led the charge in this. She led the charge in getting rid of Mariah. If you go back and watch it, she led the charge. Quad stayed neutral, but she did not speak up and tell them they shouldn't have done it. She stayed in the background. Just go back and watch. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Um, I really thought that the Georgetown party was beautiful. I thought it was a great party idea. I love a costume party anyway. I thought it was a great party idea. I love the fact that they had the announcer and that she announced each one of them by the proper Bridgerton name. I also thought it was befitting that Dr. Eugene had to tell Quad that Bridgerton was a fictitious show, that it wasn't real. She really thought the show was real. But it was, to me, it was a decent episode. It was good. I'm ready for the reunion. Did Jackie try to keep the peace at all? I have to go back and watch that season again. Um, I think Jackie just kind of sat there because she was sick of Mariah too. Remember, they had been having meetings about the way Mariah was treating them, and that was the consensus that they came up with, was to vote her off the show.
Which I think, like I said earlier, which is bogus because everything they accused Mariah of doing to them, they've been doing ever since they voted her off the show to each other. So how is it that Mariah was so wrong, and then they turn around and display the same behaviors that they accused Mariah of doing and voted her off? Y'all know Phaedra. Y'all know Faye. Okay, she ain't. Listen, now I'm not surprised she didn't show up because that invite. Why was Paulo invited anywhere? When did he become a cast member? Like that was crazy. That was crazy.
I'm mad on Faye didn't come to. I'm not. I'm kind of glad she didn't come. I mean, she didn't fit in. She didn't want to be there. She just kind of seemed like, I don't know. What do you think about
Do
that,
you want
ButterFlii?
there maturity level? Because here's the thing. Like I said, them women down the day, like I'm real disappointed in them. Really kind of embarrassing to be professional.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like I think the issue with a lot of these reality shows is they have gotten away from the light shade. We like light shade, fun. They get too heavy, too deep, and it just goes all the way to the left. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I kind of don't blame her for not showing up neither, because it seemed like as much as people want to say that she didn't want to be there, it seems like y'all didn't want her there. Y'all was so to them. I feel like there was a little bit of jealousy and tension there because y'all know when it comes to the reality shows, if we're gonna compare Married to Medicine to Atlanta, you know, Atlanta housewives are considered the pinnacle of the pinnacle. You
Right.
know, everybody was Married to Medicine to catch up with the Atlanta, you know, Real Housewife of Atlanta's underdog. Hey, DJ Neek, Girl Francis, Sparkles. Anybody else that I missed that came in? Miss Bug. Salutations, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us for our little review mashup.
And you know what? They might would have caught up with Real Housewives of Atlanta if they could have kept heavily under control. Because at one
Mm-hmm.
point this show was good. I mean, this was a great
They
show.
praised them Real Housewives of Atlanta. People was like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's so refreshing. Because at one point I thought it was refreshing. You know, I've been watching it since season one. I really enjoy it. I even watched the spinoff that I don't understand why they canceled. I liked it, the spinoff, LA.
Oh, me too. I loved LA. That little they had that little feisty doctor. What was her name?
Oh,
Oh,
yes. She got married
love it.
recently because I followed her Instagram stuff.
Hmm.
Yes. Yep.
Best friends with Contessa.
Yes.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They went to they were in the military together. Yeah, I
Yep.
liked her.
Yeah, I like that too. She was my favorite too. Listen,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah, but I
Hey, C.
really
John.
I believe that
Oh, you see, Queen Quad the Fraud. She your Tennessee girl.
I love me some
Join,
quad
join,
too.
join the rest of the Buttercup. C. Jones. A lot of them are Team Quad. Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm
And you
Team
know,
Mariah. Was on there.
you too.
And shit, you ask me, I'm Team Mariah. Screw all them whores, and I'm
Right,
Team Sweet Tea.
right. You know,
It ain't up to
Symmetry posted on
look.
here. She said that they can't vote anyone off the show. What they did was they refused to film with Mariah,
That's
and
their way of the
the way of getting
loophole
rid of
in the
her. Yeah, they just refused to film with her. And then she got into it with production. It was pretty much a wrap for her and Bravo. So
I believe production is the one who had a very big part in playing going back to these women, telling them that Mariah said this about them, Mariah said that about them. That was all production.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I believe that was all production, and they fell for the okie doke. As I told you, they allowed them women allowed them to pull a Jim Crow on them, and I stand on that. I'm always say that.
Yeah. And it's
You know,
unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Yeah. I'm a quad fan. I'm sorry. I really am a big quad fan.
mm-mm,
Quad
nope.
fan.
Hey, quad the fraud,
Mm-mm.
quad the fraud.
Miss Quad. She got it. She got it.
Mariah came up with that. Okay, shout out to my boo Mariah.
But
She
you know, together those two were a force to be reckoned with. Why did they have to break them up? They were a
allow
force
people
to be
to
reckoned with.
get low stuff. That's why. That was their first attempt at dividing them, was breaking her and Quad up, because her and Quad was a team. Her
And
and
it worked.
Mariah was a hooper. They was.
They were a show just by themselves. When I tell you out the first few episodes, I got some good belly laughs just on between those two coming up with some of the sayings they were saying. If they could have
Yeah.
stayed together as friends, oh my God, you talk about the memes, the gifts, oh, they would be everywhere because they were
Oh,
funny.
they was.
So that's about it for Married to
I
Medicine.
admit, Even to this day,
What'd you say?
Mariah and memes are still widely used.
Yes,
Think about that.
yes. Do you want me
Quad's
to show
memes
the
are
receipts, baby? Do I need to show the receipts?
listen, listen. Mariah got quite a few, but that one is her number one meme that they love to use. And everybody loves Quad's delusional meme the most.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love that when she brought those cards to the reunion. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is with Quad, and I'm a Quad fan, but I like to call it like it is. The very fact that she's always, I hate to use the victim word, but she's always so in, ingrained in herself. Everything becomes Quad, and even conversations with everybody becomes Quad. I don't think that she should be voted off the show. I enjoy watching Quad on TV, believe it or not. She brings yeah, that's the worst imagery. She's very dramatic. Very dramatic. Like the birthday gift, I mean the birthday party she threw herself and then acted surprised when they drove up in the Lexus that she had ordered. Made zero sense, girl. We know you knew this car was gonna be delivered today.
I told you, Quad the fraud.
Very dramatic. She,
She
she,
not what you looking for. And I think women, and this is not a dig, I'm not digging at it, but I'm just saying, when you
digging.
don't have to worry about anybody but yourself and maybe your fur babies, it tends to make you very self-centered. Cause she ain't never had to raise no kid. I know that she, took care of her niece and all, but that was still later on in life. She doesn't really have an experience of um what's the word I'm looking for? Not self sacrifice, but I guess it would
It,
be self-sacrifice. But
right.
when you become a parent, you realize it's not all about you.
No,
I
all
don't
about
think
you.
been able to mature into the sense where it's not always all about her. And I believe that she operates in that mindset. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's not a dig to women that don't have children, but when you're not used to having to be responsible for anybody but yourself, it kind of, it's easier to be more self-centered.
That's true.
And she
That's
is
true.
self-centered. Hey, Ariel, salutations, Buttercup.
And hopefully she will have a child so she'll know what it feels like to experience the love of someone
Yeah,
other than yourself.
but she could have their babies. I really do. I'm praying for both of them women. Even though I don't like quad the fraud, it's a beautiful experience.
Right. It
Um,
is. It is. And I think every woman who
and
would love to have children should be able to experience childbirth. I really think that it's not up to me though; it's up to God. But I really think that.
to God,
Mhm.
yeah. But I really hope that her and Sweet Tea is able to, leave there, create a legacy. You know,
Yeah, I hope Sweet Tea
um,
can have a baby. I'm not gonna say I wish she had it with Dr. G, but I hope she can have a baby.
my boo is not letting up off Dr. G's neck.
Mm-mm,
Okay.
mm-mm.
Yeah. That's a good question. How old is
She's
Quad?
40, I think 46, 47. I think. Let me see
Okay.
how old. Let me see how old Quad is.
Do that real quick. All right, I think we're done with Marriage and Medicine until the reunion comes. If y'all want, hey, there go my boo Queen Script. There you go, babe. I was like, where's Queen Script? We're doing the reviews now. Where my boo at? But I know that you had something a really amazing event that happened for you, so I figured you might be uh caught up with that. So, but good to see you, my beautiful Queen Script. I'm glad you made it. Yes. Um, we
Quad is
just we're just
44.
finished talking Queen Square, but I'm gonna drop the link for you if there's anything that you wanted to share before we move on to Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah, come on up here, Queen Script. Yeah, Quad is
Excited about
44
this.
years old.
Okay, okay.
She
Dang, a
was
lot of
born
these women look old.
May 13th, 1980.
But a lot of hey Nella, hey Auntie, salutations, beautiful. Yep, I dropped the link for you, Queen Script, if you want to share some thoughts on Married to Medicine before we move on to Sweet 16 season, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Mm. Thank you guys for being here so much. If y'all can hit that free 99 like button, it'd be greatly appreciated,
Yes.
Buttercups. You
You
guys
know
for
what?
being here. Queens, come on up, babe. What's your thoughts?
Tasha B is right. You know that she said they both reminded her of freaking and Frack when those two were together. They did. Quad and Mariah were so funny, so funny.
I think no freaking frack, because wasn't they? I think they're the original freaking frack. Because I think them together came Porsha and Phaedra. I could be wrong though.
And you know what? Portia and Phaedra were good, but I actually loved the dynamic of Candy and Phaedra more than I liked uh Phaedra and Portia. I liked their dynamic, but I really enjoyed when Phaedra and Candy were friends. They were really good as friends.
Baby.
Hey, ButterFlii. I'm sorry I'm late. I was working late.
I know. That's why I said I forgot that you had a great event that happened.
Yes,
So
yes, it was
um,
really good. Yeah. No, I just want to say, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, they are mean. I'm sorry. And Sweet Tea, the way they use that girl to get that quad, and knowing how Dr. Greg was, I just think they just created a big mess. Apollo with the other dude with Phaedra. I don't think Phaedra messed with that man. That man was just for the show. I don't know. I think what they did was just really messy. They just exposed a really dark side to themselves.
yep. I
Hmm.
totally. We always. That's how I started off saying it was a bunch of mean women, and I'm really disappointed because for them to be so professional and established women, they come off as a bunch of mean old bitter bats.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to move the show forward either with Heavenly running the show. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to shake it up a little bit. But that's all I had to say.
You're right about that. They're gonna have to bring in someone that can lighten it up. Heavenly at the forefront is no. She's
He's
dragging
too
us down.
toxic. Too toxic.
Definitely dragging it down.
Hello?
Buttercups, I guess. Yep, I'll be here. Yeah, yeah. They're definitely gonna have to move Dr. Everly's position, but I think they appreciate what she brings. But I believe they everybody should have a season in the hot seat, and I think Dr. Everly's do. We need to know
To
what's going on with her
to a point.
and they family.
But
I just
one day she's going to go too far, just like
Right.
Kenya did. Just like Kenya. She's going to go too far because she's that person. And her husband co-signs her mess. She's going to do it to herself. Watch.
But you know,
yeah,
with the very fact that she did the your mama, that was almost too far there. To me, that was
Oh
too far.
yeah, well once she was past that, I think she knew she can get away with almost anything. But they need to, at this point, she's gotten away with too much. So, we'll see. But I'm glad that Phaedra left. It wasn't for her. It wasn't. And I hope Sweet Tea
Exactly.
leaves.
Girl, I just said the same thing, Queen Script.
They treat Sweet Tea so bad. And she's such a nice girl. I like her.
Queen's Square. I said the same thing. I don't like how they treating Sweet Tea at all. I think it's ridiculous.
Hmm.
I know everybody like for them because they need to give her time to develop the
But
environment.
yeah, even with her marriage to Greg, they know how Dr. G is. So the way he is with her, the way they're trying to like frame it now, I don't like it because why did you bring her on TV to make her marriage look bad like that? I don't know. I just think they have so many bad reasons to have her on there. No one had her interests at heart. Maybe Phaedra a little bit had like a little bit of like, hey, watch these women, at the end, but nobody was looking out for that girl. I don't like that. Mm-mm.
I like Sweet Tea. I just don't like her with Dr. G.
I don't
It's
like
just
anybody with Dr. G. I think he's a creep. That man, he just seems very arrogant. And like
I agree.
you should be so grateful I married you because I'm a
That's
doctor.
it.
Look at me. I'm one of the
Hmm.
talented tenth. I'm wonderful. I'm God's gift. You better admire me and listen to me and do what I say all the time. Otherwise, I'm gonna let you know how inferior you are to me. That's just how
Exactly.
he
Every
strikes me.
day.
Right. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Mm-mm.
And I feel bad for Sweet Tea because it didn't leave her in a good light when it came down to her relationship, especially when he went in that room and closed that door and the stuff. She was like, shh, shh, trying to let him know that they were still on mic, and he was still, no, no, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. And I was like, the classic sign of an abuser.
And no, the fact the way he acted over his ex-wife, that would have been it for me. See,
Oh
see,
my God,
see,
yes.
see, I would have been on the flight the next morning. I don't care how much it would have cost. It would have came out of his pocket, and my behind would have flew back to Atlanta.
That's
Like
it.
you
I
must,
would have left
you
him
got
right
me
there.
messed up. If you think I'm gonna sit up here and watch you argue over your ex-wife with her new man,
Right,
now, come on. Now that would have been the move to leave
right.
his behind sitting there, cause he played himself. I'm sorry, he did.
I agree.
Butterfly sound like she taking a nap.
No, I think she's in the kitchen or something.
What you doing?
Yeah, I am. I mean, I look. I'm trying to cook and do. Okay, multitask. Okay,
Yeah.
girl.
Girl,
Yeah,
girl, we can
Well,
just go ahead because it is late. So you said we were
we
gonna
haven't
just go.
talked about we hadn't talked about RHOA yet.
How, oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. We haven't throw it yet. Yep, we just
Oh,
now
y'all
finished.
did.
I didn't know.
Okay. So what
Yeah, I
y'all
didn't know
think about
Mary.
Porsha?
Oh my God.
She bashed
Now you know
crazy.
I Portia, but baby, Portia, girl. I don't think Portia realized how crazy she looked because everything that she's coming at Drew about is kind of what people said she did to Fallon. Mm-mm-mm.
But there was, you know what? There was nothing to come at Drew about to me. Like if they were all friends and they were couples, and Dennis is doing this other thing, I think she's using all her energy for that divorce and putting it on that situation. Dennis is not her ex-husband. They was never married. They have a child together. He don't owe her all that. I'm sorry. Everybody's saying she's right. Oh, she's right. Drew's wrong. I said, why is Drew wrong? I'm trying to understand. She's trying to get her. I just don't see where she's wrong. As long as she's not sleeping with him, and I don't think she is. I don't. I don't. Why do they have to have a relationship? Why does that have to be a factor? I don't think that's right to Drew or Dennis.
I agree with you, Queen Script. I think the very fact that um Portia did the same thing on that, was it Portia's family reunion? What did they have? Portia's family gathering? I don't know, whatever that show she had.
Yep, sure did.
Portia told Dennis he couldn't bring a woman on the trip, but here
Yep,
she is with her castmate's husband.
yep.
Girl, will go around, come around. You don't like it? It don't feel good, do it? Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
She doesn't make any sense. She wants to control this man. To me, it seems like if Dennis wanted Portia, he could have her just like that. He's the one that doesn't want the relationship. No matter what people say, I think it's him.
I
Because
totally agree with you on that.
what are you losing your mind over what your baby daddy do? Y'all haven't been together in how long? A whole husband and divorce you're going through, and you're worried about him. No, if he said right now, let's get together, you would be with that man. That's the real problem. You mad because you're going through all of this, and if he just act right, y'all can just be a family. That's what's wrong with you.
But Dennis actually had a point. He said, I had to watch you bring a whole man to it, to this show. It's like, oh, you want to film with someone else on my show, but it's also Drew's show. Remember, it's not just your show, it's also Drew's show. Portia's delusional.
Yeah, she's a bit much now. She's doing a lot, and I
And I'm a
like
Portia
Angela
fan.
Oakley. I like the new lady, Angela Oakley. I
I-
like her.
When it come down to her, Drew, I will say this. I kind of do agree with her with the dentist coming behind her back and filming with Drew. Although that's just a child's father, that is her job. And I get it. It's Drew's job too, but herein lies the problem. That is still Portia's baby's father.
And he a
So
grown single man.
why do you need to bring him on the show for a storyline?
Well, the way I
Portia
saw it,
Portia was gonna bring him on the show
they
for
was
her
all friends
storyline.
anyway. It's not
Right.
from what I heard. Dennis and Porsha were both cool with Ralph and Drew when they used to hang out, and I guess the relationships continue. Ralph and Dennis have a relationship, and he has one. So Dennis has a relationship with their family in general. So that's to me, it was organic how it went from that to maybe him helping her and maybe trying to get some time on the show away from Portia. I could see them making a move like that. You don't have to like it, but you can't control that man. You can't control. That's a grown man. That's a grown man. You don't have to like it, but he can make that decision.
Man, Drew setting up a photo shoot to promote the contract of you to promote the hair. That's why I said I love Portia, but this episode she didn't make a lot of sense. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the cousin that passed away. Symmetry.
Lundy was the one that passed away.
Oh, okay, okay. Who? Well, whose cousin Courtney? Whose cousin is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be Portia's cousin?
No, remember Courtney came on the show and was supposed to be Ralph's cousin.
Oh, that's right.
The
Homegirl
fake
from
cousin,
last. Well, okay. I'm like, who? Courtney?
Drew Smart. Another blogger said that Portia should thank Drew for giving her a storyline because without it, all it would be about is her and Simon's divorce, and after a while, that's gonna get tired. So she should really thank Drew for giving her something else to talk about. I was like, yeah, that's kind of true now. It's kind of true.
You know
'Cause
what?
You better
The
find
first
something else. I don't think that Simon thing would because right, Portia had a storyline with her and Shamia falling out.
well
Portia
that's
always
next
gonna have a
probably.
storyline. Portia is
Mhm.
drama.
She
That
is
it just
drama.
follow her. It's just a part of who she is. She's gonna always. That's my girl. Right or wrong, I love me some Portia. I just love me
Right.
some Portia. I love Shamia. I like the whole new cast. I don't like all the girls. That other girl, who's that one with the husband? They seem like he don't seem like he like her. Which one is
Britt
that?
Edie. Britt
Is
Edie.
that
Oh
her?
my
Yeah,
God.
right. That's a weird.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one Kenya violated. I'm not being funny, and I'm not being funny, but he plays for the other team.
Me too. I'm with
Everybody
you.
says that. I don't know about that part, but I know one thing. They just don't have any real energy. Like it just. I've been around.
The
I
kid
don't know.
not
I didn't see it.
She said, I
yeah,
love you. He said, love is always good.
That's cold
baby,
on TV.
baby.
On
Oh,
TV.
On TV, of all things, on your new show, he just said, love is
It's
always
gonna
good.
play me just like that on television. Ooh.
I'm like, is he high? What's wrong with
So I guess that's why Kenya asked, "Where's the ring?"
Yeah,
That's not very husbandly.
not at
no,
all.
I'm ready for
And when
the husband that uh,
she said, we're gonna have a baby when she was talking to her mom, and he goes, allegedly, allegedly.
He acted like Mark used to treat Kenya. Huh?
listen. I ain't gonna lie to you. You look interested because that old ex NBA player is rather funny too.
Oh, I love me some Charles Oakley. That's my boy. Big
Me too.
O.
I
That's
love me
my
some
era. I
Charles
used to
Oakley.
love me some Charles Oakley.
He
That's
used to
why I
whoop.
like Angela.
He used to whoop some tail on the basketball.
What? They banned him from Madison Square Garden. He went at it with the Dolan, the owner of the garden.
Baby,
Nobody gonna back that man down. I love
they
him.
go up. They would go up for layup. He elbow him in the eye.
I'm expecting his
Baby,
wife to have some fire to her, which
I can only imagine because it is his demeanor and his lingo definitely. I can believe it. Okay.
Y'all, the way he set up in that kitchen cooking with all them 3 different color pots, I was like, oh, he acted like he broke. This is a millionaire.
That's a different era. I love it.
He had a green pot, a copper pot, and a black pot. What are you cooking?
Probably his favorite pot.
Yeah.
And here they're talking cash money, talking about you ought to look. Who cares what they say at the party? You ought to throw your own party so they can talk about you. I was like, Charles is crazy.
But they're talking about the ratings. I don't know. I hope the ratings get better because I think it's one of the best reboots. It is the best reboot so far
It is. And I
to
like
me.
how homegirl I'm gonna hold you. I love her. I love her sister to not beat around the bush. What she said about Porsha was very ignorant. I mean, well, was it? I don't know.
No,
She kind of
you know
she
what's
got
funny? My sister said, I,
don't beat around the bush. Please
"You
tell
need
me
it.
to my face.
You need it. You
I
need
love
it.
it. I love it. I
You need
love
it. You need it. You need it." Somebody has
American
to
Child.
say it.
Mm-hmm.
She
Somebody has
only,
You
to say it.
but
Somebody
I'm
got to
saying
be the
she
one,
only addressed the elephant in the room. That's all she did.
and that's why we watch the show. We
But
That's
they
can't
it.
get
have
mad at her.
Okay.
they have the lowest ratings ever. So hopefully it'll pick up.
Oh, really?
This season has the lowest ratings ever.
I don't even think we should go off of that because we know a lot of people. You see how long it took me to watch it.
Yeah, but that's
A
the
few.
thing. They don't make their marketing. They make their marketing off a
Yeah,
lot of
they only
people.
have a certain amount of days to collect that data, and then
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you watch it later.
yeah. It's like if
Yeah.
they don't.
I'm saying, am I still? Did I watch it still within the day? Because I just watched it.
Well, if you're not Nielsen, they not really calculating anyway.
Right.
They only do
Okay.
Nielsen.
I don't know. I don't really know who already jumped the gun on the ratings. I think with the whole new way that people watch anyway, with the
Hmm.
streaming app, that I think we need to chillax on the ratings.
I hope so.
Get them.
I hope so because I really like this year. Because Shamia has
Yeah,
money. She has
I
money, and
Shamia the breakout to me because I love Shamia already.
the
I really do.
oh
Because a
she
friend of the show, and I ButterCups. Listen, we had this conversation too. Sidebar. I know this ain't on the show, but Candyman is a piece of shit. And I told you I feel like she's always been using Shamia um to get back at Porsha. I don't know why she thought she needed to come out here and let everybody know that Shamia and Porsha ain't really. And that's what I mean. Like I believe Candy is jealous of Shamia and Porsha's relationship, and I feel like Candy only attached herself to Shamia because of Porsha, and plus, Shamia is the actual real socialite of Atlanta. As I think we're gonna find that out real soon. Mhm.
I love Candy too, so I just stay neutral in that feud. Her and Carlos, I just stay neutral because I love Candy and Carlos. So because
No,
Candy
but
Candy
you
is
think
down
she was
in Atlanta.
now information about what's going on with where my Lady Ro go? Come back, Lady Ro. Do you think she was right for sharing that information on her platform about oh, there she go. I was about to drop the link again. Uh-oh. Am I boo? Okay, there you go, Lady Ro. I don't think she was right for bringing that out.
Oh, I think Candy gonna do what Candy got to do to get her ratings. I don't think she has to be right about it, but I'm not surprised because she's trying to sell the show. The show has low ratings, so the more they talk about it, the better for the show. So even if it's wrong, she don't care. She wants somebody talking about her show. They want somebody talking about their show. She gonna throw something out there. Now people gonna watch to see how their friendship break down. It works out better for everybody. Publicity. But I like Candy, so I'm gonna find a reason to. You know what I'm saying? I like her. I think she's a great businessman. I think she should be studied. Like she knows how to maneuver through any situation. I think that's like a hard thing to do, and she always comes out on top with something new and better. I mean, that's amazing to me. Her and Stormy, I love both of them for that.
But you know what, Candy, instead of she's not on the show anymore, so I don't know what she's getting out of giving them
But
information before, because this is going to come out in the show from my understanding. But Kenny has her own problems. I mean, she has a whole restaurant that came out last week. She owes what, half a million, a quarter of $1 million in back
right,
list. Yeah, so let's talk about that, Candy. Let's talk about
right,
stuff.
Ken. I'm about to talk about girl. I'm about to
Yeah.
say about.
Oh, you know, Candy is not going to talk about that now. You already know she going to. I can't wait for her show to come back on because they got enough drama
Right.
on. They got a lot of drama going over. I think that was real intentional though. She doesn't do too many things without intention. I think that was intentional.
Of how Mia love up on Porsha. And Porsha need to get it together. Porsha, if you ever see this girl, get your mind right. Shamia has been a really good friend to you. You need to get
Yep.
out your feelings, get and
Mm.
let people get out your ear, and don't have you ruin a really good friendship because those are hard to come by.
Cause she love her
Shit, you
some
know
Portia.
I know.
That's her friend. That's her friend. That is her friend. She love her some Portia. She does. She knows her. You could tell she knows Portia so well. So she overlooks a lot of stuff. But I don't know. But I just like seeing opulence and a little bit of ignorance together. You know, just because when I tell you that money looking so good here, I want to see what happens with that
Um,
with that Brett though in Kenya. They're not giving Kenya any airtime though.
they're
No,
really
Kenya.
not.
I don't
No.
like that. It's kind of it's
I
not
just
it's disjointed a little.
revenge. Okay,
Hmm.
revenge P is never okay. Kenya went too dang far. She been going too far for a very long time.
Yeah, they didn't give her any, but it kind of doesn't make. It's not going to make sense. You have to let the story play itself out. Still, you know what I mean? I mean, when she's gone, she's gone. But the way they're editing, something does seem like it's missing, though. I will say that because they edited her out too much. I think.
Well, we should they're gonna allow her to stir the pot a little bit. You know,
Yeah, well,
they like they giving her a little bit of time, but she ain't no main cast to friend up. It's
I
looking like
think
she got the friend up
I think she'll be back next year.
older her. But you know, it depends on how this season go. And
That's
I
why.
think these ladies got it. I think these ladies got it. I think they're gonna give us a good season. I really
Yeah,
do.
I think this is the cast. Because to be honest with you, Kenya and Cynthia are giving auntie keys, and I'm not trying to be funny. 'Cause I'm a woman of a particular age myself. I ain't their age, ain't young either. But they this group is very young. So I mean, it
Well, they
seems
get.
like
They
And
are
I
getting.
think they
They
move
are.
forward. Want to get the ratings back, they do have to move it forward. So I kind of agree that I think they do need to usher in the younger women. They tried with homegirl from that came from YouTube. What was her name again? Ashley or whatever her name was. The one that
Ashley.
Toya.
Oh, Latoya. Yeah, she didn't work
I
out.
I I agree. So I think we need to usher in to the young property. That's what the ratings are. I mean, the ratings are with us too, you know, it's more female. But with a show like Real Housewives of Atlanta, people want to get the ratings to get competing with the loving hip hop.
So, what do you think about the new girl Kelly? What do you think about her? Last the first episode, she kind of went in on Portia about the very fact that she had stole that lady's husband. But this episode, I kind of started really feeling her pain. She talked about her business, which I really enjoyed, but then her talking about her future ex-husband and what he had done, like taking $150,000 out of their business account, closing down a restaurant before she could finish getting it started. I really enjoyed watching Kelly. So, what do y'all think about her? What is your take on her?
I told you I'm sold already. I like somebody that gets straight to the point, no beating around the bush. Though I loved how she went in and handled her business when it came to Portia, and that her story was heart wrenching. And it's just like as women, I think we sometimes we let our discernment like fail us because like we want so bad to have such a significant other or have this perfect family. I feel like there was some red flags there, like that she probably should have never married that man, because who and what and how, and he ain't paying no child support and all this crazy stuff. And it's like, I could only imagine that it didn't just start at the end. It probably happened during the what they got 4 kids together. Probably started happening during the second, third child. Like
3 kids together. 3 kids together. One oldest. The oldest
I
is
think
not
that
here.
right. That's why I said by the second child, he was probably already acting a fool, because she said they was cheating. It's horrible, and it looked like he attached herself. He attached himself to her to make a come up off her, which a lot of men are doing these days, and it's disgusting. I do feel bad for her. I like Kelly so far. I
Yeah, I like
look
Kelly.
to the point. No,
Straight to the
you
point.
ain't
You don't have to
to tell
wonder.
you. Listen, I can tell you what I told Shamia right to your face. I loved it.
Yep.
I'm here for Kelly.
Queen Script, what do you think about Kelly?
I love too
I
that they're
think that
ushering in too
is
many entrepreneurs, and I
she,
think
she's real
to the
relatable.
root.
She's
Yeah,
relatable. But I think she's like showing how women like she's on her feet. She's standing 10 toes down, taking care of her girls, looking good while she's doing, you know, and she still looks happy, like she's thriving in her life. I think she's a good addition. But she's a nice change from Kenya and the long drawn out divorce that took forever, for the marriage that was like 2 days and the divorce took 2 years. You get
Right,
tired. I want to see the other side of that. She's on the
right.
other side of that. This is how she's making it through all that heartache and disappointment. And I'm sure it's changed her. You're gonna see that in her personality when she's dating and stuff. But I think she's one of the best additions they made in a long time, her and Angela,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
she's
I think we are definitely great additions. I like
oh,
Kelly
Shamia
so far.
definitely. Shamia is number one.
Um,
That's not even. But
Yeah.
besides her, they paired them with
yeah,
good women. They really
Yeah.
did.
I think this is going to be a
yeah,
great season. But the only thing that
yeah.
I think that bugged me about
She's
Angela Oakley was that Angela actually came to when they did that scene when they were at the was it get fit with Drew or whatever they do, that they were actually discussing how Shamia was a puppet for Porsche. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And I know. Go ahead.
Mhm. No, go ahead, baby.
I didn't like it because I felt like it was projection, right? Because although you're saying that Shamia is a puppet for Porsha, what is Angela doing for you at this moment, right?
Yeah, I didn't get that either. I didn't think she needed to interject at that point. I didn't. I thought that was just she was trying to pick a moment. She was trying to get a moment, and Shamia's like the top dog. So if I'm gonna get a moment, I'm gonna
You're
get one with her. You know what I mean? That's how I saw it because there was no reason for her to even go there. I wasn't following her with that at all. I wasn't.
right.
Mm.
I didn't like Angela's approach when it came to Shamia neither. And once again, how's it being a lapdog? They have a real genuine friendship slash like they're like damn near sisters. Like, come on now, that's not being a lapdog. And I think Shamia handled it correctly, because it's not like she didn't let Kelly know that she told Portia. You know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't like how Angela came in neither. I ain't like that neither.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. I understand why they said it. I just didn't like when they did it. The timing, I guess, is what I'll say, because we know that Shamia in years past has put her own. She has protected Portia to a fault, right? When it came down to the other cast members, she's spoken for Portia, knowing that Portia be dead wrong. She has. But I think saying that she was a lapdog when she really, at this point in this juncture of the show, she's just trying to get her footing. So I just kind of felt like that was kind of wrong.
Yeah, I agree with y'all, ladies. I think I didn't. Yeah, I agree with y'all. I don't think that was right. And I think, and herein lies in why I feel like Shamia and Portia are having issues right now. People's getting in Shamia's ear. Now, I do think that Portia probably hasn't showed up for Shamia like she should have, but I think that's something that they should be able to work on as friends. But I think what happened was happening and was beginning to happen as I see the narrative is about to grow legs. And I think the outside noise and people looking at Shamia like, oh, well, we see, you know what I'm saying? Because I think even the new girls coming in, it plays a big part in why Shamia and Porsha right now is probably not really feeling each other. But I will admit, I didn't like what Porsha did at Shamia's birthday party. I thought that was so ignorant and rude and self-centered. Like, I love Porsha, but that was like, girl, are you crazy?
But let's be
Like,
honest,
why?
But let's be honest. Peach Juice has been doing this. Peach Juice did not come to Shamia's wedding. She had some type of excuse. Porsha, I'm not calling her Peach. Porsha actually, and I hate to think of this. Yeah, because that's what she called herself when they did that thing with Bolo. I think that when it comes down to the relationship she shares with Shamia, it is kind of one-sided. But I think that there's a time and a place to call those things out. Them doing it at that point, just it didn't seem right. It didn't seem genuine because again, I just felt like she's trying to just get her footing. But Shamia's got to figure it out for herself. You cannot take
Yeah,
up for Porsha. Porsha out here making herself look bad. So let her do what she's doing and
I
use
think
this to remain true to you.
I think Shamia know exactly how to deal with Portia. I think she let a lot of things go, but when she tired, she gonna handle it. You could just tell she knows Portia, and Portia gonna push her. She gonna have to put Portia back in her place. But this is a new Shamia because she never saw this Shamia shining like this. Shamia shines in the background. We don't know what goes on in those circles in Atlanta, but you could just see Shamia's a natural. She's a natural. She really is,
she is.
and she's humble, and it's such a new look on TV. I hope she stays that way. I hope she stays that way. It's a new look. So Portia's exciting, but everybody kind of tired of that Simon thing now. They wore us out on social media. Remember, we saw that whole thing play out already. What more is there to do? Like there's nothing that they can hit us with. They do too much on social media. I'm sorry. I think they mess up their own storylines.
I think people are just seeing Porsha for who she actually is. Porsha is, I believe, envious of anybody who she feels like the sun, or
Mm-mm.
the spotlight might be shining a little bit brighter on them. Um, and
Really?
it's shown. Yeah, if you watch really closely, Porsha really if this season she was supposed to be the number one peach holder, right? She was supposed to be in charge of the girls. But if you look even at the opening picture, Portia Shamia's standing with the peach in her hand. Portia's standing almost like right next to her, but she's kind of crouched down sitting. So it's actually putting the spotlight on Shamia. This was supposed to be Portia's season to come out here and show the people what she had. But Simon
Right.
changed the trajectory of all of that. And with him doing that, now Shamia was their go-to girl because Shamia is that girl that really got that money.
Absolutely. That home. You heard Cynthia. They don't even got an address. It got a title, okay?
Right. Sterling Hall, baby. Sterling
Give me-
Hall.
Come on, baby. Come on, do money, baby. I ain't mad at you, baby. At all.
And it,
Like I said, I love Shamia's whole entrance into the show was perfect. You know, she showed the vocals. You know, she showed the family. Like, yeah, yeah. I'm excited about this new season. I really am.
and the good part is that Shamia has been on the show previously. So it's not like she has a lot of secrets that we need to find out. She was married previously. We all know that. It all came out in what was that, season 7 or season 8, on the reunion when her and Faye was going back and forth. When Faye said that she was going down to, what was it, the Intercontinental, the Ritz Carlton, looking for a pair of shoes or a bag or something. It all came out. Yes, she's been married before. I hope your marriage lasts longer than a year. She's been with Gerald for 10 years, married for 7. They have 2 children, and this man loves Shamia. And his money is good money. It's not dirty money, it's good money. So at the same instance, You know, if I was Porsha, I'd be, I would look kind of crazy because I thought I was gonna be the girl with the man with all the Rolls Royces, and my girl got a Cullinan, and my man is locked up with ICE right now.
But Porsha like flashy. She like flashy, and she just strikes me as that a different. She like a different type of vibe. Shamia is more classy, sensible,
Yeah,
long
humble.
term. She makes
Mhm.
you can just tell
Definitely.
they think differently.
Yeah, absolutely. Good night, Tiadra. Thank you, babes. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you, Buttercup.
All right, ladies,
Yeah,
I have
y'all.
to go
Know
too. It's too late.
what them likes looking like?
I
You
gotta
only
go
got
to
33.
ButterFlii. I'm gonna head on out, okay, ladies? Thank you. It's been real.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
I got it.
Queen Script. You made it.
Yes, I'm.
Yes. We got 33 in the building, so we should have 33 likes, no?
We have
You can't
56 likes.
get
We have 56 likes, 33 people in the building. I'm gonna say good
Oh,
night because I have a little girl looking at me.
thank you. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Now y'all know this is our very first mashup. Okay. This is our very first mashup. Let me know if you want the link, Lady Roll, to come back up. Review, and we know Mary. Oh well, I guess we got a couple more with Married to Medicine with the reunion. So we're gonna find another show to mash up with the with this called Real Housewives of Atlanta. And we do want to do now. I don't know how we're gonna do Beauty in Black because I've been watched it. I don't know if y'all want to do it episode by episode or we do like 3 episodes per review when it comes to Beauty in Black. But I've been watched it, so we got to figure out how to do that one. Thank you, Miss Netta. Thank you, guys. Really, I really appreciate y'all being here. I really greatly appreciate the support, Buttercups. And onward and upward, Buttercups. We got, we trying to elevate. We're gonna be doing a lot of other things because it's not my platform. It's not just gonna be about reviews. So I just really appreciate y'all rocking with your girl, hanging with your girl, and we just onward and upward, Buttercups. Okay, yep, okay, y'all. That's on our review list. Beauty in Black and Beyond the Gates. And Paramount. Y'all told me Paramount. God darn it, I knew there was another show I was supposed to watch. I knew it. Thank you. No problem. Yes, guys, I'm still over here cooking too. I gotta put these noodles on. But I put the heat on low. I put it on low. That's why I ain't really got up again. Cause it's on low. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. But I'm trying to think, is anything else in the episode that really stood out to me? Um, Other than Porsha kind of looking crazy this episode, because it is kind of weird. Like, what is your real issue? Because you started with the dentist and then you went off into other stuff. So, and apparently they're letting them break the fourth wall, Buttercups. What do y'all think about? I don't like the breaking of the fourth wall. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of the breaking of the fourth wall because I feel like it takes away from them having storylines. If you don't break the fourth wall, then they don't have to be out here doing outrageous shit to have a storyline. You know what I'm saying? Because I think when you break the social media of it all is already a mess, right? Already adds to the storylines of the show. So when you break the fourth wall, it's like, come on. Good night, Passion. Thank you, babes, for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Buttercups, for being here. It is getting late. It's almost 10 o'clock. But right. Lady Bro. I didn't understand the breaking of the fourth wall. I didn't really care for that too much. I think that takes away from the suspense and it takes away from y'all storylines. I don't know. Y'all think of that. I don't really care for the fourth wall being broke. But anywho, Buttercups, it is getting late. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining us for our first review mashup. Replay Buttercups, let us know what you think in the comments. How did you like the first episode? The second episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let us know how you feel about the Married to Medicine. It'll greatly, greatly be appreciated. Okay. Yes, Beyond the Gates, baby. We doing Beyond the Gates. What's today? Wednesday? Wednesday. What day is what day does that come on? Because I'm gonna have to catch up on the streaming app. But what day does that come on? Hey, Miss Eva, top of the evening, Buttercup. Thank you so much. Yes, guys. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning down to the morning table talks. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight for our first review mashup. Look forward to our many more reviews we're gonna do. Like I said, replay Buttercups. Let us know how you enjoyed the episodes and what y'all thoughts are on the episodes. It would greatly, greatly be appreciated. And don't forget to hit that free 99 like button, okay? It don't cost a thing. It's a great way to let YouTube know that you appreciate the content. It's a great way to let me know that you appreciate the content. All right, Buttercups? And it's free. Hey, CYT, salutations. Yep, Beyond the Gates. We're going to do Beyond the Gates and Beauty in the Black. So I'm thinking, because Beyond the Gates come on Tuesdays, right? Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Buttercup. Yes, thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to my mod squad in the building. Yeah, we're gonna do Beauty in Black, and that's gonna be our next mashup. Beyond the Gates and Beauty in Black. We're gonna mash them up. So you know what? We'll do Beauty in the Black. We'll do episode by episode. That's how we'll handle that. Yeah, my boo CYT. Shout out to all my Buttercups. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all know, hey, I want it up with Buttercups. That's all we can do, okay? I'll see y'all in the morning for morning table talks. Don't forget, you know what I'm saying? I run my mouth for the first 45 minutes. Then we open up the no face, no case phone lines. Call in and get it off your chest, okay? Get it off your chest. All right, Buttercup. So I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. In the meantime, in between time, remember to what? Smile. And the world smiles with you, Buttercups. It's the most simplest, kindest gesture that you can offer anybody. And it don't cost a thing. And it's a universal language. It don't matter what country you come from, what language you speak. Everybody understands a smile, all right? And it takes more muscles to do a rest and be face than it does a smile. All right, Buttercup? So smile, and the world smiles with you. All right, and I'll see y'all tomorrow morning down to the morning table talks. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to my Bush babies. I appreciate y'all. Yes, Beyond the Gates. We're going to do it, Buttercups. We're going to do it. Y'all know I grew up on soap operas, so shoot, my grandfather even used to watch soap operas. Get into it. Let's go. All right, Buttercups. So I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. No face, no case. Regular morning down to the table talks. Buttercups, we gotta get into this JFK 80,000 pages, baby. Y'all know I love the Kennedys. You know your girl. Listen, my regular Buttercups know I love me some the Kennedys, okay? This stuff is explosive. I think we need to pay attention to it because it's very telling on what is going on right now that we're dealing with. All right, Buttercups. So I'm really excited. I'm hoping I'm gonna get with my calls and see if we could do like a little series because it's 80,000 pages. We could probably make like a whole week series out of that JFK. But you know, coming back, we can do it once a week. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out though. But I'm really interested. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that too. All right. I love y'all. Love, light, and butterflies. Mwah. I'll see y'all on the upside. Okay, let's go. Yes, baby, let's get into it. We about to get into them 80,000 pages, baby. Mwah.